let's get started here. Oh, I have to fix my audio a bit. Alright, there you go, fixed. Let's get started. Oh, nice. Okay. Alright, let's go straight to the story. So this is eve of the decisive battle. Tangiel's bell of pilgrimage, which I've been hearing constantly for 16 years, rings in the distance. It's a crude, roughly hewn bell that looks nothing like the bells it's based on. It embodies the wish that the child of prophecy will one day grow strong and set off on her journey. Tangiel is a coastal village located north of Cornwall. It's a small, insignificant place, both the High Queen and the clan heads tend to forget it exists. Caster, I brought you a new book. It's about etiquette for upper-class fairies. You should study it now, so that you'll be ready when you leave for the castle one day. Let's see, do you mind if I put the table here? Oh, by the way, have your fame markings grown yet? You'll be 16 years old in only 2 more years, you know. I'm getting a little worried. Your journey's going to be hard enough as it is. I see you're working hard again, Caster. You are so diligent, dedicated, and innocent. You play just as hard as you study, and you always find whatever it is the village needs at any given moment. The other fairies could learn a thing or two from you. Just seeing you in action fill us with hope. Still, I'm afraid it's going to be difficult to pay this year's tax. Thankfully, we should be able to squeak by thanks to all your help. But at this rate, I'm worried Tangiel may cease to exist by the time you turn 16. What are we going to do? Why must you be so very... I tell you, none of these fairies have any tact. I guess that's what happens when you live past your prime. Well, there's nothing wrong with saying when you don't like something. In fact, you should say so. Don't you agree, Caster? Yo, how you doing? How you doing, D-Booker? On the main, I see. I mean, you don't want anyone treating you differently just because you're the child of prophecy either, right? So come on, let's do something fun. The elder's not gonna mind if you just hang out for a little while. How to switch? No problem, no problem. Did you hear there's a merchant caravan coming this way from the East Road? May we get a musical instrument from Gloucester? If they have any, I'm sure that they'll sell to you. I mean, you're the child of prophecy. Oh, have you been growing? One of the older fairies was saying you grow and change over time, unlike the rest of us. What up, Eric? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. It's so weird to think about, but I guess it's better than better that way. With the amount of energy you have now, you could even survive against a single black dog. Running the animation, nice. I was looking at a couple animations as well. I see that the the World Cup's getting a couple of like fan-made animations about what's going on. I'm going well. It's going well. I was working on a script earlier for automation. It's going well. I like it. It's performing as expected with codecs. I'll tell you, man. If you have like either a subscription to either ChatGPT or Claude, I definitely recommend either Codex with ChatGPT or Claude Cowork with Claude. Man, I'll tell you, those guys, those agentic AIs, they'll save you a lot of workflow. So hurry up and grow as much as you can, okay? Until then, we'll keep you safe. Everyone has such high hopes for me. It was a tiny village with no future, but they all believed in me, even though I didn't deserve it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm so weak. I'm sorry I couldn't be stronger. I'm sorry I couldn't protect our village. What's wrong with this village? Let me see if I can fix this audio thing real quick. It's clipping a bit. Oh, that's the thing. It depends on I've changed the way in which I use ChatGPT. I used to be like, all right, I see this and this, like I see this in my workflow. Now I have the agentic guy, Codex, give it vision so it can see my my desktop, like what I'm seeing, and then it could do work for me. Because normally it's a lot of back and forth, you know, like, okay, here's a screenshot, upload it, what do I do here? And then it tells you what you can do, and then you do it. But now it's like, you let it, of course, you constrain it to certain environments so it doesn't go all crazy and the desktop. And then it can help you out with the changes. I told them it was futile to fight back, yet they still tried to resist. Did they all go crazy? Forget the tangible fairies. Find the child of prophecy. We've embarrassed ourselves enough as it is. If we let her escape now, I'll never be able to face the High Queen Morgan. His voice was like thunder. It was like the first time I heard a truly powerful fairy roar with anger. I was too scared to even try to fight. All I could do was run away by myself, crying. Yeah, it could help. Yeah, it definitely could help. It'll troubleshoot. I'll see if I can record a video this week. Because it can take like, it's similar to like what BlueStacks AI does, but BlueStacks AI is kind of finicky. Hopefully, oh yeah, they did patch some AI stuff on BlueStacks because it wouldn't save my skills, but I'll see if I can get a recording of that and just upload to Discord for demonstration purposes. I'm sorry, Grandpa. I wish I could have stayed here with you. His grandpa was a human. It took half a day to make it back to Salisbury. This new carriage is so much easier to pull. Now that we're fighting against the Queen, I have no intention of obeying the speed limit anymore. At this pace, we could make it back to London before sunset. What would we like to do? I don't think there's any rush. Second, I need to get out before my poor back and butt shatter completely. I could use a breather too. I think I might be getting a little motion sick. Then why don't we rest up at Mike's restaurant? I've been waiting to talk to him about something anyway. How about you, Percival? I'm going to continue on to Londium. I'm sure the Child of Prophecy will be welcome in Salisbury, but I don't think the same can be said for the commander of the Round Table. What are you talking about, Percival? There's a resistance movement in Salisbury too, right? Why don't you just work together? It's not that simple. The Round Table Army and the Salisbury Rebel Army are different organizations. They may be similar, but their goals aren't quite the same. Especially since Aurora is still publicly presenting herself as being on the Queen's side. If she did anything to hint that she's sympathetic to the Round Table Army, she'd be squished like a bug, clan head or not. Guess that's true, yeah. But ain't it kind of a bad look to just be sitting on the sidelines at this point? Not at all, Lord Mormasa. I wouldn't expect Lady Aurora to choose anything else. Anyway, Kundra is telling me she still has plenty of energy, so I'm going to go ahead and to Londium. Oh, beloved Child of Prophecy. Oh, valiant Child of Prophecy. Courageous Savior Norwich, equal of the Queen in Camelot. She's going to rebuild Londium and defeat the Tamlin. Dang, that's a hell of a festival going on outside. I know, and it's all about Alteria. They're even selling pancakes that look just like her. I'll grab a dozen or so before we leave, okay? Dobinchi, you're finally back. Where were you? You said you were only going to be gone a little while, but it's been over 2 weeks. Oh, but never mind that. The important thing is you're back. I've got so many things I want to show you. I made a whole new menu. I've been getting along better with the Wind Clan fairies. And I'm even hanging out with humans now. It's been real busy, but I'm having so much fun. Hey Mike, sorry for making you worry. Still, don't you think you might be trying a few too many new things at once? You're the kind of fairy who concentrates best when you're on your own, so I think you're better off sticking to one thing at a time. You think? Well, maybe you're right, but one's just not enough anymore. After all the amazing things you taught me, Da Vinci, everything else just pales in comparison. Sheesh, how can I scold you after a compliment like that? Sorry, Paragon, but I need you to stop by the kitchen and taste test Mike's new recipe. I just hope he hasn't used any overly strange seasonings this time. By all means, take your time. We'll just be resting up in the back. Nice to see Da Vinci's got a friend. Well, more of an apprentice, really. She said she got to know him while she was wandering around on her own. It at least means we can come and go as we please. Does that make it perfect for having secret meetings here at this quiet little back table? Oberon? Yeah, I got something serious to discuss. I know you all kept quiet about this after we left the Welsh Woods, and I appreciate your consideration. But time is not on our side. Woodwell's army still has Londium surrounded, and we're going to defeat them. Yeah? I'm going to need a katana. Will you make me one, Muramasa? Huh? I'm a grown man. I can't keep fighting with a tree branch forever. And your katana's so cool. Do you think it'd be okay if I wore one on my waist too? Are you nuts? You don't carry a katana for looks. Besides, isn't iron dangerous for fairies? Don't worry, it would just be for show. I never actually used something that dangerous. That's worse, you dumbass. I'm not gonna help you be a dang samurai cosplayer. The most you're getting out of me is a bamboo sword. Oh, Oberon. It's good to see Oberon feeling better again, isn't it, Paragon? Yes, it is. It sounds like a joke, but he's really serious about this katana idea. How could you do this to me, Muramasa? You're even stingier than I thought. Did you forget how you only beat Bargus with my help? That's got nothing to do with this. I can't give you a katana when you don't even know how to use one. I gotta admit, you were pretty good in that fight though. When you said you weren't much good in a fight earlier, were you being modest? Well, yes and no. I don't like pain, and my abilities make me much better at serving in a support role. Plus, I didn't really want to draw attention away from the Child of Prophecy. If she thought her companions were more capable than she was, Altaria would have slung back to Tentacle long ago. So I decided to avoid the limelight until she started feeling a little more confident. Good point. I probably would have just gone back to Tentacle if you had, yeah. See? At any rate, that was my one foray into combat. I wasn't myself back then. The Foreign Mage is supposed to guide the Child of Prophecy, not me. I'm not going to overstep my bounds anymore. From here on, this battle is for the two of you to fight. Besides, now that the Welsh Forge has been burned down, my part in all this probably is just about over. Oberon? Yeah, he has nowhere to go home now. Guys, Mike just told me some big news. What's with all the long faces? Did you already hear about it from a patron or something? No, we didn't hear anything. What's this all about, Da Vinci? Well, some of the refugees from Norwich who escaped to Salisbury headed off to London this morning to join the Round Table Army. Oh, that's nice. Is it because we defeated Gawain? They're like, there's hope. Yep, apparently news of her defeat has already made its way across Britain. I have an idea or two about who might have gone around spreading that rumor, but never mind that for now. The important thing is that people are starting to really put their faith in the Child of Prophecy now. The enemy thinks the Round Table Army is just going to stay holed up in London, but we can muster enough fighters to go on the offensive. We can defeat Woodwells before the Queen sends reinforcements. Exactly. Though only if we keep getting more fighters from across the country. And if we're going to make that happen, we only got one option. Can you do this for us, Oberon? Of course. Besides, you guys have already met the criteria Aurora laid out. All that's left now is for her to hold up on her end of the deal. So let's go get your reward for saving Norwich. Yeah, we get to ring her bell. And not the song, though. Alright, so this battle, depending on the choice, depends on the battle. Alright, let's see what type of battle it is. That went great. Aurora didn't have any problems with us letting her ring the bell. So that's good. Yep, because she said you ring one, you ring mine. So, okay. I was just reciting poetry when I heard the bell ring all the way outside town, too. It was as crisp as clear as a crunchy carrot. Still, I can't help but worry about how Lady Aurora will be able to keep her position after this. Apparently, she plans to tell the Queen that we broke in and rang it while she was away. We'll just have to trust that Aurora's diplomatic skills will be enough to carry her through such an obvious lie. Still, even if the Queen does start treating her as an enemy, as long as she can maintain plausible deniability until we defeat Woodwell's army, we can then send Roundtable army troops out to Salisbury to keep her safe in case the Queen army shows up. Great point, and besides, Alteria has rung 2 bells now. Even I can tell that her aura is incredible. Yeah, we didn't see the formal power-up from this one. Everything from her strength to her power to destructive force has increased like a billion times over. Just so you know, I'm the strongest fairy ever now. Not even Barker could stand a chance against me. Oh man, I can't believe you actually said that. I was so impressed. You think? I don't remember saying anything like that, but you really think so? What do you think, Paragon, Oberon? Could I take Bargy on one-on-one now? Not likely. You're probably just a bit stronger than Tristan now, but Bargus is tough even without her gifted name. She still has at least 10 times the strength and skill you do, so going to take her alone would be suicide. Right, of course. It's not like I was any better than trash to start with after all. She's gotten stronger because that like after 2 or 3 turns buff, everyone gets a MP charge boost. That's nice. That's not true. Besides, you really have gotten stronger. Paragon's right. Your magical circuits, oh right, for fairies are called the markings, aren't they? Anyway, no matter what you call them, you clearly have more of them now. For example, both humans and fairies alike are born with a set number of nerves. But in your case, instead of getting stronger through training, like most people do, you've gotten stronger because of an increase in the number of nerves you have. So she has nerves of steel. It's completely unprecedented. It makes you very, very special. That said, it also raises other questions. I've heard there are 2 kinds of fairies here. The kind whose appearance never changed from the time they're born, and the kind whose appearance changes at every stage of their life. By this time, I'm pretty sure you're the latter type. But there still aren't many past examples of fairies' abilities growing this much. Though there have, of course, been cases where a loss of purpose or shine has led to a fairy losing magical energy. So, how do you feel about these developments, Alteria? I wish I knew the answer to that myself. Well, maybe it's because I'm the child of prophecy. I need some sort of edge if I'm really going to fulfill my calling. Ah, that does make sense. If a mediocre fairy like you is going to defeat a genius like Morgan, you pretty much have to cheat to stand a chance. Huh. What about you, Oberon? How good a fighter are you anyway? I didn't have a chance to see in the forest, so why don't you show me what you can really do? I already said I'm not going to fight anymore, remember? Besides, who would I even fight? Okay, Muramasa, you're with me. Gareth, you're also with me. Retrobit, you're with me too. Da Vinci, you're with me. And Paragon, you're of course with me too. Okay, we have our teams. Let's go, Oberon. I'm going to kick your scrawny ass up and down this field. Thing is, Oberon versus 6? Fine then, I'll take my side. You'll take my side, right, Paragon? I'm thinking about this one. Nah, don't take his side. Because I was thinking about, she shafted me so many times. This would be a good revenge. Okay, but sorry about this. Alright, I'll be like, sorry about this. Alright. We gotta put the beat down on him real quick. Oh, if I don't take his side, if I do take his side, then wait, what? Why am I fighting as him? Okay. The fact that he has taunt though. Evening, how you doing? Dang! He got stomped out. Well, there you go. He got stomped out for talking reckless, pretty much. I want to see like a battered Oberon right here. Like insert JPEG of Oberon getting battered there. Salisbury's bell has been rung. Now, I cannot yet declare this publicly. But as the head of the Wind Clan, I have accepted the Child of Prophecy as the rightful savior of Britain. It's going good. It's going good. It's much better. Things are going good. Once she has rung all 6 bells, the Wind Clan shall make our objections known to the Queen. Unfortunately, this also means that the horrors of war will one day reach Salisbury as well. Will you all accept my decision, even if it should bring trouble to our doorstep? Of course, Lady Aurora, you needn't even ask. We cannot trust Queen Morgan with Fairy Britain. We have all been eagerly awaiting this day for a long time now. I would expect no less from the guards of Salisbury. Your loyalty pleases me. The Child of Prophecy has returned to Lonlium. Her battle with Woodwolves will begin shortly. Things will start to change very quickly all across the land once she has rung Oxford's bell as well. Be sure to set your formations so that you are ready to deploy at a moment's notice. Excuse me, Lady Coral? Our formations are already set. We can leave for Lonlium at any time. Shouldn't we go help them with fight Woodwolves to show how strong Salisbury really is? Watch your tongue. This is not your choice to make. Listen to me closely. The Fang Clan have long been proud guardians of Britain. The The Wind Clan will never do battle with them. Our enemies are the Morgan, the Witch, the Earth Clan for the transgressions they have committed, the Queen's supporters in Camelot who gorge themselves on peace, and the humans of the Anti-Fairy organization who don't know their place. Lady Aurora will not lead us into battle until Camelot is well and truly on the back foot. I will not tolerate anyone carelessly putting our fair city in danger. Oh yeah, and then it takes like, hopefully it's not like it's not huge, because rendering. Hopefully you enabled GPU acceleration, so you can use your GPU. It could take like at least 5+ minutes sometimes, right? Salisbury will remain neutral until the time is right. Forget about the humans of Londium. Neutral Salisbury. There's always next generation. Is that so Salisbury won't be punished that the Child of Prophecy should happen to lose? Okay, that's not too bad. That's what I said. I trust there are no objections. Understood. We will not open Salisbury's gates to anyone, even refugees from Londium. Really, I don't see the harm in that, Coral. Lady Aurora. It may be dangerous for us to take in soldiers from the Round Table Army, yes. But civilians from Londium, who took no part in the battle, would merely be refugees. It would be improper for me, as head of a clan, to simply turn aside people with nowhere else to go. Besides, if we were to simply leave the weak to their fates, on what grounds could we object to Queen Morgan's rule? But if we take in refugees, we'll have to fight the Queen before Child of Prophecy can complete their pilgrimage. It's okay, Coral. It won't be a problem. You saw a terrier for yourself, right? She's strong enough now to keep Londium safe. Plus, she has Oberon and Paragon with her as well. That said, if the Round Table Army were somehow to fall in spite of all that, then the time for us to remain on the sidelines will have ended. For we will be honor-bound to protect the lives and freedoms of any fairies and humans who come from Londium seeking refuge. Wow, that's so generous of you, Lady Aurora. You refuse to put us in danger by helping Londium, yet you're still willing to help its people, even though they've tried so pointlessly to insert their independence. You truly are the perfect queen, Lady Aurora. You're the one who can bridge the gap between fairies and humans. We of Liberation Army vow to keep you and your city safe, even if it should cost us our lives. What are these inferior creatures saying? There's no possible way you could protect Salisbury or Lady Aurora by yourselves. It's no use. I mean, humans were worthless. All I can do now is hope the Child of Prophecy succeed. I hope she's able to ring all the bells of pilgrimage before it comes time to fight the Queen. Alright, let's type out the queue now. Alright, so either rider, archer, foreigner. Okay, let me see. I'll take a berserker form. Actually, these are probably trash mobs, so we could do a quick farm with these units. But let me see what's over here. This is fine. They have a berserker too. Let's bring a rider just in case.
私の相手をしてくれるの？ありがとう。泣くほど後悔させてあげる。見ていてお母様。心に残る旋律を。何が欲しいか当ててやるよ。的確かと。一緒に来て。ああ、かわいそう。弱っていいじゃん。ミスター・ペイルバート。羽のようにクー・ペイルノート。危ない危ない。待ちわびていまお呼びですか。待ちわびていました。雨のように戸塚の剣。オーケストラ守護者たちへ。
Alright, that kills one. I could combo the other. Kinda.
騎士らしいそれ神域の技をここに。光よ、集え。宝具待ちわびていました。はい。最果ての幼いあなたへ。あなたを信じて、あなたを見上げて、今も私は走っています。胸に宿る星の鼓動、ホープビル・キャメロット。そこですね。的確かと。ぐさっといこっか。危ない。いい出来です。 待ちわびていました。ダコール打線工作全身全霊ブルークリーンアトランタそこですね。危ない。
And that's why we use her invincible. She would have been dead right there. Alright, let's just end it with here.
宝具展開。的確か待ちわびていました。最果ての幼いあなたへ。あなたを信じて、あなたを見上げて、今も私は走っています。胸に宿る星の鼓動、ホープウィル・サメロット。パラディンは破れない。勝利あるのみ。
I'm glad we managed to make it back before sundown, but man, is it just me or are there way more people here than before? It's not just you. There've been people pouring in from the east side and Southgate since morning. It's all because of you guys beat up Tamlin. I couldn't believe the news when I heard either. I'm glad you're all back safe and sound. I wasn't worried you wouldn't make it, but it's still good to see you're all well. Is all this commotion because... That's right, they're all from Norwich. Some want to join our army, others just want to live here. Even this is only about half of everyone who showed up. There were so many that we had to have the rest stay at Norwich for the time being, so they even have reserves as well. That's right, I managed to sneak in some inside Londinium under cover of night yesterday, but that won't work again. Now that Woodwolves is sending out patrols, the rest will have to come once this battle's over, right? Pepe, you're here too? Of course, Han. Almost time for the final battle, isn't it? So I thought, why just sit around in Norwich waiting for a report when I could come see the action for myself? Thanks for everything, Count. I can count on you. Oh, no, you shouldn't be thanking me just yet. I have my own goals, after all. I'm really just using you as a bait here. Once the fighting begins in earnest, you're staying in Londinium until it's over, right? And if Beryl knows where his target is, he's bound to turn up sooner or later. Oh, so he wants to be square with Beryl at the moment. For some reason, I can just tell when and where he'll try to strike. He loves going after his victims when their guard is down, right after they won a hard battle. So you're both cut from the same dirty cloth, huh? Well, as long as this gets out of our hair, you won't hear me complaining. But don't go taking any serious risk, alright? If you die now, we're gonna have to go through the rigmarole of unifying Norwich again. Oh my, you're worried about me, Muramasi? That makes coming to Britain all the more worthwhile. Don't be an idiot. Since I'm the Child of Prophecy's bodyguard right now, I'd just rather be dealing with you than Springen. Sure thing, hon. Whatever you say. Alright, since I'm technically affiliated with Chaldea, maybe it's time I got down to serious business. Percival, Alteria, Paragon, and Da Vinci. Would you come to the war room with me? I have a proposal for what comes after this prophecy. After the prophecy. Let me get right to the point. This lost belt isn't like the others. It's not going to go away, even with the Tree of Emptiness destroyed. It was never part of human history long enough to be pruned away in the first place. Rather, this world is just as strong as proper human history. A new human history, not an empty one. Ironic that fantastical creatures like fairies became their own human history, isn't it? So you're saying this place isn't a lost belt, but a lost world. Huh, I can buy that. Britain's Tree of Emptiness may have burned down during the attack on Olympus, but it had long since stopped functioning. I think this lost belt escaped the Tree of Emptiness's cosmic fantasy about 2019 years ago. The first year of the era of the High Queen, when Queen Morgan began ruling Britain. It's not the Tree of Emptiness keeping this lost belt going, it's Morgan herself. But that also means that once we defeat her, this lost belt will go back to the way it was. And that should mean it'll eventually be pruned away, just like the others. That's true, at least for Britain, but not for its residents. In the other labs, the fates of the people who lived there were inextricably tied to their surroundings. But that's not the case for this lost belt. If nothing else, we can be sure that fairies who were born during the era of the High Queen won't disappear even if they leave this lost belt. So what he's saying is Alteria is ours for good. It makes sense really, since this world is just as strong as proper human history. That's the difference I'm trying to point out. You mean they can immigrate? That's right. Humans who are born in the land of the Fae can only live here. But if they wanted to, the fairies of this land could immigrate to proper human history. Now do you get it? There's a possible future where you can all live together in peace and harmony. So what's this all mean, Da Vinci? It means that even if defeating Morgan results in this lost belt disappearing, you can still survive if you came with us to the outside world. I was thinking about that too. At least once we figure out how to get past the wall of light. Yep, you can either disappear with this place or start our new life in proper human history. The choice is yours, Alteria. In fact, you could abandon this whole child of prophecy thing and just leave right now. Ha! The temptation. There's a whole other life waiting for you on Chaldea, Storm Border, if you want it. Yeah, and that Solomon defense is pretty good. I'm kind of amazed you said that, Pepe. Especially with Percival standing right there. Well, I wouldn't have said it at all if Percy hadn't been here. I've already told him about proper human history, the Lost Belts, Chaldea, and the Tree of Emptiness. That's why I just told you, Paragon, and I'll tell you about this as well. I wanted to get this all out in the open, so there'd be no hard feelings. Pretty fair on me, right? How do you feel about this, Percival? Well, I don't know nearly as much as the rest of you, so this may be a pretty simplistic. But if Alteria wants to stop being the child of prophecy, that's entirely her choice. Really? Even though you went to all the trouble of creating the Round Table Army? Really, I chose to build the Round Table Army on my own. Nobody forced me to do it, and I don't intend to force anyone else to join. And besides, I really don't deserve to be their commander, not after some of the things I've done. So please believe me when I say you don't need to give up what you want for us. Besides, now we know that we can still help the fairies of Britain escape to the outside world, even without defeating the Queen. And isn't just knowing that option a big step forward for Fairy Britain? Well, yeah, I guess so. But I still don't think that's good enough. Morgan will never just sit back and let everyone walk away. If we're really going to save the fairies of Britain, there's no getting around the fact that we'll have to defeat Morgan Le Fay. Where'd Le Fay part come from? I'm pretty sure that means the fairy in the Legend of King Arthur. The Fae part changed over time to Fae in modern day English, although I haven't seen a single other fairy called Morgan that since I've been here. Is she from proper human history? I see. So you still want to defeat Morgan, just like the prophecy said, huh, Altaria? Looks like I'm with you to the bitter end, then. If as a crypter I'm going to settle things with Beryl, then I guess as Paragon's nosy senpai, I have a right to interfere in your affairs too. Okay, that's enough serious talk for now. And while I trust this goes without saying for the record, if Altaria plans to continue on her path as a child of prophecy, we'd best keep this conversation between ourselves. It wouldn't be very good for morale if the rebels found out they could just escape the world itself, would it? Running a third time? Third time's the charm. Oh, that reminds me. I have to check my my lottery ticket numbers to see if I won. I know you have like until 30 days to claim, but yeah, I bought one last week, so I'm gonna check it right after the stream to see if I won. So, we have to see. All right, let's go over here. Okay, let's discuss matters as they stand. We may have more soldiers to work with thanks to the volunteers for Norwich, but we can't deploy them right away. They will likely need more training, and it will take time to establish lines of communication and integrate them into our existing forces. Well, sure, it'd be foolhardy to send over 100 new troops into combat without any practical training. So does that mean we're going to focus on defense while we train the new troops instead of making a surprise attack on Woodwell's army? That would be the safest option if we had time to take it. Once the Queen sends Woodwell's reinforcements, it will be much more difficult to hold Londhium line of defense. So instead we're going to pretend to focus on defense while a small squad of elite soldiers from my company, along with Itole and Kenwood's platoons, take a day to sneak around behind the enemy forces. Once they're ready, I'll send out my company along with the volunteer soldiers from Londhium to pad their numbers. Then, while the enemy is focused on Londhium, our unit will ambush Woodwose himself and take him out. Once their clan head has fallen, the other fairies should lose their sense of purpose. It's one of the weakness shared by all clan affiliate fairies. Oh wow. So the head goes down, massive moors appear, is what he's saying. So even then, there's still a second fight after you take out the head, because you gotta deal with the monsters that spawn afterwards. I'm not a huge fan of this strategy, but exploiting that weakness is our best move. Then does that mean we're going to settle this tomorrow night? That's right. Our assault unit will set out on Londhium before dawn. As for all of you, I'd like to stay here and protect the castle walls just in case. Of course. Okay, you got it. I think we can be of help defending Londium. You obviously know what you're doing when it comes to skirmishing on level ground. So just leave things here to us and focus on winning your fight. I will. Thank you, Lady Da Vinci. I swear on the sacred spirit that I won't come back without defeating Woodwoes. That's nice. Is that Oberon? Surprise, I might be a half-wit with a perpetual princely smile plastered across his face, but even I could fly into rage if you burn down my domain. But uh-oh, Oberon doesn't play fair. The trap he planted in the woods makes a mess of Bargus' shin. Why are you sitting on that desk with a quill pen? Oh, it's you, Paragon. I'm just writing in my diary. I have an atrocious memory, so I always write the day's events as entertainingly as possible. What about you? Why did you come to the war room when nobody else was around? Do you feel so guilty about the festivities going on in the town plaza that you thought you'd escape up here? You're worried about Mash, right? I get it. It's easy not to think about her during the battle, but at times like this, you can't help it. I know I keep saying this, but you and Mash will see each other again. I guarantee it. I can't tell you where she is or how she's doing. But I can tell you she's with someone trustworthy. A heroic spirit from proper human history, who you both met before. So ask the Savior. All you have to do is help Alteria. That's the quickest way you'll be reunited with Mash. But I thought Morgan had taken Mash prisoner. Ah, it looks like no one else is listening right now. So I guess I can tell you this much. Yeah, Morgan teleported Mash, but she sent her somewhere not even Morgan herself can touch her. Morgan can't capture anyone. All she ever does is send them off somewhere else. She sent her back to the past. But that's nothing an outsider like you needs to worry about. All you guys have to do is defeat her. As for me, all I care about is my bride. I'm helping you all as part of helping her. After all, you can't have a happy bride without a handsome groom, right? So I can't help you dying on me. So I cannot have you dying on me, for both my and Mash's sake. Because my dream is to see off 100 happy brides. So what number is Mash? Mash makes 1. So that's a new objective. I don't know about the habitat from proper human history, but my dream started with Mash. If you know any servants who are worried about planning their wedding, you'd be doing them a favor by introducing me to them. I can tell her any dress, no matter how impossible it seems. Man, woman, human, monster, whatever they are, if they dream of being a bride, I'll be there to help. There she is. Hey you, the really energetic fairy. Is that character from My Hero Academia? I forgot what the guy's name, but that guy. Huh. Are you talking to me? Do you not know my name's Gareth? Gareth, huh? What a great name. It's nice and short, but it's also really courageous sounding. Wow, thanks, but it's actually just a name I'm going by. Nobody's actually gave it to me. Anyway, you're probably here to see Alteria, right? It must have been too hard for a kid to break through the throng of soldiers that were surrounding her in the town square earlier, huh? Wait here, I'll go get her. Nah, we don't want to see her. The Child of Prophecy already got Percival and the grown-ups. We just want to talk to you. Me? But why would you want to? Just come with me, okay? Everyone's waiting for you. What? Don't talk on my sleeve. I'll go with you, okay? Smooth talker. She's here. Sam brought the charging lady back with them. Whoa, so many human kids. They must have come here seeking refuge. Huh, this is the castle's smithy, right? Yep, we're helping out Granny because there aren't any grown-ups to go around. Oop, we're helping out Granny because there aren't enough grown-ups to go around. Okay. Hey, Nan, I brought her. Come on, do the thing. Yes, I know. Would you mind come here, young lady? The children asked me to make you a set of armor. I tried to tell them no, but they weren't having it. That's nice of them. Huh, armor for me? What is that? A mithril shield? Not even the Queen's Knights get to use these. Oh, we got the fancy shield. What were you thinking? I can't accept something so valuable. You should be giving this to Alteria. Someone as worthless as me doesn't deserve. Worthless? Well, that's not nice. You don't believe what these children saw in you? They were all abandoned by Norwich, but they scrapped together everything they had to buy the materials for me to make this for you. They know you're not Percival or the Child of Prophecy. They were entranced by the sight of your tiny form fighting valiantly on the battlefield. Well, do you still insist you're worthless? But I don't even know what kind of fairy I am. I'm just a weird stray. So, why does that matter? Fairies are fairies, right? Who cares how you were born or what's your role supposed to be? You protected Lonlium for us. The first time you came here, you stood up for Yuri when she was crying because she tripped and spilled the fruit in her basket. You saved Samaria when she went out to look for food and almost got captured by a Woodwolf soldier. Humans who were changed to be kids, like us, have no way of helping out in battle. We're charged to be kids? No, changed to be kids, okay. And we only have around 6 months left to live. Nobody else ever protected us. But you didn't care about any of that. You still fought as hard as you could to help us. That's why we wanted to thank you. Go on, Samaria. Here you go, Miss Knight. Thanks for saving us all those times. You're always charging headlong into danger. Right? We've been worried about you this whole time. That's why we asked Nan to make you this armor. So you wouldn't get anyone hurt. So you would... Wait, what? So you wouldn't get hurt anymore. Whoops. Wouldn't get hurt anymore. Me? You want me to wear this so I don't get hurt? Even though you guys are covered in bruises? You see, these children don't care at all about what kind of fairy you are. I wasn't of much use anymore in Norwich either, so I ended up here while I was looking for a place to die. But once I had something to do again, it was like I had never left the forge. I used to think people think our purpose was something we were born with. But the truth is, having people depend on you or helping those around you can help you become a new person, the person you need to be. That was nice words. There you are, Gareth. Shall we get started with your training? I just had to drink some water real quick. Today I want to work on polishing your charge attack and the speed that goes into it. You've got good instincts, so you should be able to tell what your opponent is going to do before... Gareth, is something wrong? You don't look very happy. Oh no, I'm fine. It's nothing. She is moved by the children's sacrifice for that one mithril shield. That's right, it was nothing. What I wanted wasn't to say Britain or anything so grand as that. It really was nothing. The kind of ordinary thing anyone could do. I see. So those are tears of happiness. I'm glad you found people you care about and who care about you. Shall we give training a pass then, since it's such an important day? No way, I'm going to train twice as hard now. I still have a lot of fight left to do. I'm a Nylonlium after all. Ah, Nylonlium, huh? What a thing to say. You never failed to surprise. Don't laugh at me just because you're stronger than I am. It's rude. I'm serious about this. Alright, I'm sorry. I guess you wouldn't know about this. See, the Nylonlium was actually a specific person back in the Fey era. He was a human knight known as the Last Knight who fought the fairy clans and won. And he was asked to save his lover. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I had no idea. I guess I was the one being rude. Hey, there's nothing wrong with Knight Alonlium. It's a lot better than Round Table Army. And for what it's worth, I think it suits you better too. After all, you really are trying to protect Lonlium. I didn't say anything back then because I could tell it wasn't a good time. But you never did tell Altaria and Paragon what happened when you fought Lancelot in the Welshwood, did you? Back then. Yeah, he pushed her to her limit. I can read her next move, but I'm too slow to guard against it. She's just too fast for a human eye to follow. I'm surprised your arm's still attached. You've grown, if only a little. It doesn't matter though. You can never hope to catch up to me. My physical capabilities, my magical energy levels, my time, I surpass you in every way. So come on, just give up already. I guess that's too much to ask though. You never could listen, even when you were a child. There's no point in me saying this, but I'll say it anyway. Don't use that spear, Percival. It's too much for a human to handle. This is just a hunch, but... do you happen to know Lancelot from somewhere, Percival? Yes, Lancelot and I were actually students at the same place. We trained together for a few years, but that's all. I'm sorry for making you worry over nothing. Now I'm just Percival, commander of the Round Table Army. Lancelot and I are enemies now. We have nothing to say to each other, and no intention of holding back. Don't worry, the next time we fight, I'll beat her. Especially since I'm sure you and all the others will be there to help me too. We heard all about what you did in Norwich. Not even Morgan could defeat a Moors the size of a castle. Thank you, but I can't take all the credit for that. I could never have done it without the foreign mage, the Knight of Sheffield, and everyone else who helped us. The last battle we fought was incredible. My body felt light as a feather. Light as a feather, but my sword hit harder than ever. That's a nice rhyme right there. With magecraft like yours, Lady Alteria, we have nothing to fear from a coward like Woodwells. Thank you, but I'm afraid my magecraft doesn't last very long, so please don't get too far from us. And if you ever start to feel tired, please retreat immediately. Could you tell us what happened in Gloucester, Child of Prophecy? Is it true that you gave Tristan both a verbal beatdown and a physical one? That's true. She killed countless fairies for no reason, and nobody's been able to stand up to her since she's the queen's daughter. Every fairy in Britain has been waiting for her to finally get what's coming to her, to get her comeuppance. Now that you've beaten Bargus, I hope you can defeat that horrible Tamlin next. Yes, if I get the chance, I certainly will. Besides, I'll need to face all the Tamlin sooner or later. So when the time comes to fight Queen Morgan's daughter, I'll make sure she faces justice for everything she's done. Oh, that sounds amazing. I can't wait. You really are the undefeated king, the savior of the battlefield. 3 cheers for the Child of Prophecy. 3 cheers for Lady Alteria. The fact that they're all so nice makes this twice as tiring as usual. I haven't had to do this stuff since Tangigal. I'd forgotten how hard it is. I hope I did okay. I hope they didn't realize I actually have no idea what I'm doing. Don't worry, none of them had a clue. That was some great acting. I should have known the Child of Prophecy would know how to work a crowd. Is that how you handle them back in your hometown too? I wouldn't say that. Yikes, you must have it even worse than I thought. Usually you'd be biting my head off for that remark. What's going on? Something got you so down you can't even snap at me? Huh? You're being all considerate, Muramasa? Feels even worse than you're teasing. That's so. Well, don't let me interrupt your pity party. Clearly no reason to worry about you. I'm sorry. I was just kidding, honestly. I know you really are concerned about me. And sorry for making you worry, but I do appreciate it. Nah, what I'm really worried about is the battle tomorrow. How are we supposed to win if our leader's staring at her feet all glum instead of watching the enemy? Oh, I see. Well, that's too bad. But really, you don't have to worry about me. I'm just a little tired from all the fighting we've been doing lately. Plus, all these Round Table's army people are just a lot more exciting about this than I am, right? I mean, they all have their own important reasons for being here. Some want to fight for fairy and human freedom. Some want revenge on the queen. Some want a better tomorrow. Those are all great reasons, but they're so serious it's hard for me to keep up. I mean, I'm only here because I'm the Child of Prophecy. Sure, I like to fight and I'm good at it, but it's embarrassing to put on so high a pedestal. You're good at it. Nonsense. There's no way anyone who actually likes fighting would have wanted something like that. That's right, we never did see what she truly wanted. Even Paragon wanting a holy grail was a dang sight better than that. Huh? You saw what it was I wanted, Muramasa? that she wanted peace? Of all the things you could have desired, that was all you wanted? So what if you're the child of prophecy? If you want to act how you think everyone expects, fine. But if nobody else is gonna say this, I will. Alteria, you're not cut out for fighting. But if I quit, I would be letting everyone down, right? So it's okay, I'll be fine. I know I'm in over my head, and I still have no confidence in my ability to pull this off. But I'm sure I can at least figure out how to ring the bells of pilgrimage, so I'm going to keep doing my best to be a good child of prophecy. Okay, that takes care of my report to the border. What are you doing up this late, Paragon? Everyone besides the lookouts is sleeping now. I was just about to turn in too. Well, if you're having trouble sleeping, do you want to talk about whatever's on your mind? What do you think Pepe meant by humans not being able to migrate outside this Lostbelt? Oh, that? Okay, I guess this was bound to come up eventually. When Pepe said that humans born here can only live here, I think what he really meant to say was, humans who were made in Fairy Britain can't survive outside it. I guess because like the magical makeup is different or something like that. You've seen a lot of different sides to the land of the Fae by now. Well, one of them is those prisons they call human ranches. You do know what's really going on in those places, right? They're factories where humans are made. Right. The large facility Alteria told us not to look at was a giant human manufacturing plant. So they're not actually real humans. They're artificial humans. At first I thought they were being made just like homunculi. I realized as I've been studying the humans here, that isn't the case. Every human here is a clone made from rearranging the DNA of one human. Even though they started out with only one human for the base material, they're able to come up with hundreds of millions of variations over repeated rearrangements and duplications. Enough variations to rival the sheer variety of people found in powerful human history. The difference is that humans made here can't reproduce, and the lifespans are predetermined. That's why I remember that there's no babies in this Lostbelt. I don't think the lifespan part was intentional. There's probably only so much their cells can take. When I first got to Salisbury, I remember finding it odd that there weren't any elderly humans around. There were plenty of elderly fairies, sure, but no elderly humans. But that alone isn't enough reason to say they can't survive, right? True, the real proof test in the era that original human was born. The era of the High Queen Morgan's reign began after the Tree of Emptiness died. When she took over Britain, it became a lost world instead of Lostbelt, a whole other chronicle theoretical phenomenon, basically. That means anything born in this era could survive in proper human history too. But Fae era Britain was a Lostbelt supported by a Tree of Emptiness and subject to the pruning theoretical phenomenon. Anything born in the Lostbelt can't survive outside it. Of course, if a being is able to cross that boundary into a higher level phenomenon, like being inscribed in the Throne of Heroes, that will let them survive a proper human history as well. But obviously that's not the kind of thing just anyone can do. This is just speculation on my part, but I'd guess this Britain didn't originally have humans. Now that they've been essentially created here, fairies and humans have switched roles. Here, fairies are real, and humans are the fantastical, made-up creatures. That's why humans from fairy Britain can't survive in reality-based proper human history. Whatever feelings you have about how humans are treated here are yours. You can want to change things, or you can wait to give up. But you shouldn't impress your own morality upon them. Even if their lives seem like a fleeting illusion to outsiders, they're still very real to me. As for their age limits, well, every life form time has to come to an end someday. It's kind of sad that these people won't get more time, sure, but that's all it is. Sad. It's nothing you need to grieve over. The important thing in everyone's life is where they're trying to go, and how far they manage to get. And I don't mean literal physical distance. I mean a big picture reason to exist. The kind of ultimate destination point that says, this is the kind of species we were. She getting philosophical on us? Hey now, why do you look like you're about to cry? Didn't I just say it's nothing to grieve over? Anyway, I'm more worried about the opposite situation. Humans from fairy Britain might not be able to leave, but fairies could if they wanted to. Just like how Morgan said she was going to expand her territory. There could be fairies here who would want to come over into proper human history. And if one of them should be evil enough to be considered an evil to humanity, that could be what leads to the collapse. It's like a Trojan horse. Right. Here, take another look at this mural. Remember what it was called? The Abyssal Worm. In general, legends like these that have been passed down in fairy Britain are prophecies made by the Mirror Clan. So there's a very good chance this mural is based on one of those very prophecies. One where the 6 clans gather around to worship an enormous beast in a land with no gods. I didn't say anything when we first found this mural because there were so many people around. But look at these markings underneath it. The fairies here probably don't know what it says because it's not written in fairy language. But these are probably hieroglyphics, which predate even the Hebrew writing system. I'm guessing they were either written here about 14,000 years ago during one of proper human history's ancient civilization eras, or someone used them deliberately and more recently to pass on a message that would only be understood in the future, and only by humans at that. Can you read them? Of course, they form a single word. Kernunos. There it is. Roll the credits. is the name of an ancient Celtic god, and proof that gods did once exist in the land of the Fae. And here we are, at Camelot's doorsteps. Tamlin Lancelot, Lady Bargus, need Tamlin Gawain. As of this moment, both have returned from their mission in the Welsh woods. Tamlin, make your reports to Her Majesty. Tell me all. I will only have the unabridged truth. Yes, High Queen. I cleansed the forest of Wales, as you commanded. During the mission, I fought the Child of Prophecy, the Foreign Mage, and the traitorous Oberon. In doing so, I lost the name you gifted me, and I return to you now, simply as Bargus. Ah, this is hilarious. How the mighty Sir Gawain has fallen. You know, running back here with your tail between your legs is kind of charming, at least for a dog duchess. So, this is the second time you let the Child of Prophecy get away from you. You know, nothing to say for yourself? Mother may be kind and understanding, but even she has her limits. We completed the mission you gave us, Your Majesty. The forest is cleansed. Bargus stopped fighting simply because she no longer needed to. Tamlin Gawain suffered no defeat. Unlike you, Tristan. Dang! Was that a shot at me, Lancelot? You're so lousy at it. I'm honestly not sure. And lose the freaking mask already. Why should I listen to you back-talking me if you don't even have the guts to show your face? I was only stating a fact. Whoa, Lady Lancelot just showed her face. She usually only does that during ceremonies. What an incredible stroke of luck. That long silvery hair, those golden eyes that shine like crystals. She truly is one of a kind dragon fairy. Don't worry about me, Lancelot. This has nothing to do with you. I wasn't trying to help you. I just took it off because it was in the way. So you're on Team Loser too, Lancelot? I can't believe you didn't even try to defend yourself. Did something happen to Lancelot? She's usually so unflappable. Your Majesty, I cannot deny that I was defeated. I have betrayed your trust in me and besmirched the name of all Tamlin. I will accept whatever punishment you judge to be fitting. Indeed, it is unthinkable that a Tamlin should be defeated by the Child of Prophecy. You are therefore commanded to remain in your own lands and reflect on your failure. You have worked tirelessly to keep peace and order in Fairy Britain these past 2 centuries. Now it's the time for you to rest. So the Black Dog Duchess is being relegated to Manchester? She's no longer going to be on the front line? Now's our chance to find the most promising upcoming knight in our ranks and have them bestowed with a Tamlin gifted name in her place. Idiots. There's not another fairy in Britain who could possibly take Bargus' place. Still, are you sure it's a good idea to give her leave, Mother? Shouldn't she be out backing up Woodwells? May I please say something, Your Majesty? I believe Bargus should atone for his sins on the battlefield. We receive reports that the rebel forces in London are continuing to grow in number. The Fang clan alone may not be enough to stop them. We should send Vargas out there and have her defeat the Child of Prophecy once and for all. You are, I assume, joking, yes? You truly believe mere humans capable of beating Woodwose? But Lord Woodwose is over 1,000 years old. Surely he can't still be in any shape to. Absurd. Ignorance truly would seem to be bliss. Huh? I've already sent reinforcements to Oxford. They should rendezvous with Woodwose's forces tomorrow. Together, they'll be more than enough to raise Longlium. Vargas will not be needed there. I see. Now I understand, Your Majesty. An excellent decision, as always. Vargas, where is Knight Portune? He still has yet to report to me. Oh, he got messed up by Gareth and Percival. Did he somehow perish in battle? Somehow. Portune hasn't returned? What could have happened to him after I last saw him? Portune and I went out our separate ways once the forest was cleansed. Oh, I should say, I think that was the one, if I remember correctly, I think that's the one Oberon took care of with that last scene in the previous video. He did not tell me where he was going. I see. If you do not know where he is either, then he must have fallen to the foreign mage or encountered a group of Moors. Regardless, the cessation of his reports must mean he has died. Fairies have declined so deplorably, even those who survived the war against the Moors. Very well. Leave me now, officers. I can stomach your incompetence no longer. Yes, High Queen. I'm sorry, we couldn't be more useful. Your Majesty, wait, may I speak? So you're willing to risk your life to do so. You are still earnest to a fault. I see. Very well. I know what you have to say will be nonsense, but say it anyway. Thank you, High Queen. What I wish to say is, I cannot believe that the foreign mage truly means to destroy Britain. He worked with the Child of Prophecy to repel the calamity of Norwich. He accepted your invitation to Camelot, and he even went out of his way to try to protect the Welsh woods. Oh wait, is she a proper human history sympathizer now? Human or not, he is far more trustworthy than Knocknarabi, who only seeks to disturb Britain's peace. Vargas. The great calamity will be upon us soon. Surely we can use all the help we can get. If the foreign mage is not actually our enemy, his knowledge could be a powerful asset. She got brainwashed by proper human history. What is this nonsense she is spewing? Please, let me try to negotiate with proper human history. The Child of Prophecy may be a traitor, but the foreign mage could be an ally to the No, I will hear no more of your nonsense, Vargas. Under no circumstances will I cooperate with proper human history, regardless of the parallels we may face. As you fear, every fairy alive will now likely die in the great calamity. But so long as Britain remains intact, and me with it, nothing else matters. Is the great calamity Cernunnos? Our High Queen's resolve is incredible. Did she really say we were all going to die? But Camelot will still be safe, right? Of course it will. Why would she want to rule Britain with no subjects? The High Queen is still a fairy at heart. Without us, there will be no point in protecting the land. You heard, Mother, Vargas. Get it through that boulder atop your shoulders, would you? If If I said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Mother couldn't care less about fairies. Ah, the looks on those officer faces was priceless. I can only imagine how much fun it'll be to see them panic once the show really begins. Is she serious? Then the High Queen truly has no intention of saving her subjects' lives. Bargus, come with us to proper human history. Gotcha. So that's the scoop with the High Queen reinforcement. I have nothing more to say. I'll just keep an eye on things and play it by ear. My next entree is Paragon. I don't care about the battle between Woodboys and the Round Table or... Whoa, you're kidding me. Pepe and Lolium too? Oh, dang, that was close. I had to blunder right into a minefield if you hadn't warned me. Thanks for telling me this. I owe you one. Was that the Observer? Don't worry, I'll keep my distance from Londium. There'll be plenty of other chances in the future. Honey, I'm home. Ah, that was so good. You should have seen Bargus shaking her boots. And you'll never guess what awesomely horrible thing Mother... Hey, was someone just here? Well, hello, Lady Spindle. I wasn't expecting you back so soon. Man, that infinity mirror of Morgan is something else. Hell, it's practically magic. Proper human history should never have such a quick and easy method of transportation. And even if there was one, only a witch who's way behind the times would be able to use it. That alone makes it worthy of respect. These fairies still have no idea what makes Morgan really scary. Deep down, they still dismiss her as an insolent upstart of a fairy who can't even make sacraments without using magecraft. If you ask me, it's the other way around. She's a scary, powerful fairy who supplements her already insane fairy powers with even crazier magecraft. She's got a teleportation spell that's practically a dimensional connector made by linking a base mirror with a bunch of sub-mirrors. She's got 12 lances that shine to the end of the world, all around Camelot's main gate. She's got a huge tower bounded field covering all of Britain. She's got the garden where she sealed Merlin. Okay, so Merlin's here too, somewhere. And on top of all that, she can even perform race shifts without coffins. Not even Callie can ever pull that off. I never would have guessed she's been whisking calamities off to ancient times to contain their damage in the past. Seriously, she's got this completely covered. Having Tam Lin around on top of all that, it's just overkill. Right? I knew you'd understand, Barrow. Dang, this is some overconfidence right here. Seriously. Why did she keep 3 Tam Lin around when she could easily make do with just me? I keep telling her I should be the only special one. I'm her own one and only daughter after all. But she hardly even talks to me. Oh, don't worry about it. Morgan's just bashful, that's all. You turned out to be exactly the sort of delicate princess she'd hoped to raise. You can tell she cares about you, right? Why do you think she let you hang on to one of the Infinity Mirror's sub-mirrors? It's so she can always call you back to her at a moment's notice, no matter where you are or what you might be. It's like her version of a command spell. If that isn't doting on you, I don't know what is. is way more love than any parents show their kid in proper human history. Really? So mother really does love me. I really am fit to be her daughter? Of course. From where I stand, it's disgustingly obvious how much she cares. She just wants to be free. She just wants you to be free. Who cares what those dumb fairies say about you? You should just cut loose and do whatever you feel like, princess. Of course I will. There's nothing I love more than hearing fairies scream in pain. I only came to see Woodwell's battlefield to see a mountain of their corpses piled. I just wish my noble phantasm could target more than one fairy at a time. I do envy that about Bargus. And I think Bargus has, over the summer one, she could do single target or AoE. Maybe I should ask Mother to give hers to me. Alright, Gawain can't use it anymore. And also, Tomlin got the AoE with the summer too, so that's nice. So she got her wishes. I guess I should be more concerned with the Child of Prophecy. It's hard to believe she actually beat Bargus. Is the Master Kalia really strong enough to defeat a Tamlin? Good question. Now that he's made it this far, I guess I owe him a fair shake. Whatever his skills are as a mage, he's gotta be one of the best masters out there. Really, when you think about it, he's got an absolute shit ton of experience. You don't beat Custodia Wooding by accident. So the fact that he pulled that off has gotta mean he's better master than me. And to be that good of a master, he must have some serious bonds with his servants. On the battlefield, masters and servants fight like they're of one body and one mind. It was the strength of those bonds that let him defeat Bargus. One mind and one body, so they never deceive each other or betray one another. You're a master too, right, Burrow? Do you have a servant of your own? Who knows? Maybe I still haven't formed a contract yet. What? Seriously? Come on, Red Barrel. I know you like slacking off, but this is ridiculous. Still, this must be fate. This must be fate. It's so totally fate. Hey, Barrel, do you think I could be your servant? Do you think I could find the partner of my dreams, even though I'm just a fairy everyone hates? Sure. I bet Fairy could become a servant. Maybe I'll even form a contract with you myself, if I feel like it, Princess. But right now, I want to talk about tomorrow's deathmatch. Now that I got nothing to do with Londyung, I got some extra time on my hands. So, I could use your help laying the groundwork for what comes next. So, because he got tipped off, he didn't get jumped this chapter by Pepe. Pepe's been hunting him down. Oh, next stream is going to be a very nice one. Several no's on that one. But that one's part 2? That's defending Londyung. Okay.
この時期スペインではサンフェルミン祭というものが行われるそうです。闘牛やパレードなど様々な催しがあるとのことですが、
Wow.
有名なのはやはり牛追いでしょうか。
That's really good.
毎朝先導する人を追って6頭の牛が猛スピードで駆け抜けていくのだとか。
Wow.
慣れた頃ほど油断しやすいもの、受け取り忘れにはご注意。
That's a good anniversary, I'll tell you that. I'm loaded with the Saint Courts. And there's still more in the box too. Let's see what's out here. Alright, they have Rishkol there. Got her. And the rest of these. It's just, I think it's just, wait, let me go over here. Be quick. Yeah, it's Nitocris and the other person. And the Yangri Fei. Okay. I was just checking there. Alright. So, with that being said, that brings us to the end of the stream. I appreciate anyone who came out, lurkers as well as people who engaged in chat. So, hopefully, see you next time. Adios. Bye bye. I'm out.